right, next up on the show is Sterling Crawford, an expert with trades and home services and the co-founder of Blue Collar Connect. So, Sterling, how did you guys get involved in Blue Collar Connect? What's the deal there?
Well, we created it.
So why did you create it?
They made it.
There we go.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, so there is a void in networking ultimately that we found. Personally, though, we just love blue-collar people. That's who we resonate with the most. About 70% of our customers already are in the blue-collar space, so trades and home services. It just made sense. So I grew up bucking hay, lived on a farm, so shearing sheep and, feeding alpacas and scooping up more poop than I care to count. So it was great. But anyway, yeah, just resonated.
I don't
with
know
us.
if all blue-collar people do that, but I'm just...
Not all, but
Not all.
the real ones. You know who you are.
Right.
Well,
It's that
and
vibe,
that
though, right?
keeps the economy going, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone does need those services to come out.
We need
and,
air conditioning in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Your white collar executives are not going to be fixing your sewer line if there is a break in it. That's just not going to happen.
Do you guys remember the show Dirty Jobs with
Yeah,
Micro?
Oh yeah,
Steve
Jobs.
Jobs.
No, Micro. Oh my gosh.
That would have been awesome if
I
he
don't
was
know.
on
All
the
right,
show.
Steve Jobs would have been hilarious.
Skilled
on that.
trades are kind of like teachers. They're so necessary, incredibly important, and very, very undervalued.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I cannot express my appreciation for our skilled trades, for students that are coming out of school
Mm-hmm.
and looking at pursuing that type of work because we need it. We need skilled trades.
Yeah.
Well,
and-
next time you install a air conditioner, you'll appreciate it.
I appreciate
'Cause
it.
It's
Yeah.
like it's
Absolutely.
pretty expensive nowadays. So
Well, that's the thing too, because you found a gap in networking, and I feel like pretty much everyone who hears networking, until you really start doing it, you're just like, okay, you're going to the happy hour
Sure.
and you're just schmoozing, and people don't approach networking with any kind of strategy involved. So, what was the gap that you noticed, and how are you guys helping people overcome
Yeah,
it?
I think you actually segued and highlighted it perfectly. So
she is awesome.
I'm skilled with this.
I'm humbled over here.
literally, yeah, you do your research. I love it. So the thing with networking is most people network to find customers. So they're out there pitching constantly, and we've all been in that situation where whether it's a Chamber of Commerce event or a networking group, whatever the case may be, you walk in and within minutes you have financial planners and insurance sales reps and marketers and advertisers on you trying to help you grow your business, right? Or make sure you have more life insurance than anybody needs. I don't know. You can only buy so much, but anyway, you get attacked, for lack of better words, in the networking space on buying something. And what we found is most trades and home service people just flat out don't network. And even the word network is sometimes a little like it has a negative connotation to it because it's just getting pitched the entire time. So our approach with Blue Collar Connect is giving the trades and home service, the blue collar guys, a space where they could legitimately network and not get sold to. So,
Well, let's start there. What's your definition of networking then?
So you should network to find referral partners. You're not there to make a sale. And if you are, then you should stop networking because you're making it a negative experience for everybody else. And a good referral partner is somebody who's in your wheelhouse of business. So if you're in real estate, you should only network with other real estate people. If you're in business services, network with other business service people. If you're in marketing and advertising, network with other marketing and advertising people. And the reason behind that is you're having a conversation with your customers that are going to parallel what other people in that power team are having conversations with their
Give an
customers
example.
on. So let's say you got, I'll just use trades for example. Home inspector shows up to a home, getting ready for sale. And as they're doing their inspection, they start noticing all the issues with the home. Every home's got issues. And with that, if they're going to networking events where they're only talking to insurance people and financial planners, their network that they've built doesn't have the right people in it to satisfy their customer. So that home inspector needs to network with handyman and electricians and plumbers and drywall guys, carpet cleaners, because when the time's needed that they need that person, they need to have that first name basis to call and say, hey, I need to get you involved, or let me do a text introduction with the customer to get you introduced to whoever the person is to then come in and fill that gap. So marketing and advertising is great. If you're a website developer, you should be talking to people in the photography space. So they are no longer using stock photography. They have actual photos of their actual employees working on actual projects on their website, which is going to enhance your Google listings and everything else. So it all connects.
Well, and what I love about this is it's not just you saying this, because you guys practice what you preach. When I met you guys, it was back in like January because I was about to have a baby.
Yeah.
You were networking at BNI meetings and you were hosting networking events to pretty much everybody. And you were kind of
Yeah.
assigning them power teams, which was great for all of us,
Yeah.
B2B services.
Mhm.
But by looking at your customer base for your courses, you noticed that blue collar people were the ones benefiting the most.
Yeah.
And then you pivoted your model to just service that customer.
Yeah, and those are the two houses. So we have Do Work, which is like business education essentially. So we have online courses to help teach you how to supercharge your business, whether it's sales and marketing or social media strategy or basic operation stuff. It's there, but that's a for everybody thing. And you're right, we did notice that the trades and home service guys were getting overlooked for the majority of it. So that's where Blue Collar Connect steps in. We created a space specifically for them because, like I mentioned, going to networking events is they're just getting pitched at the whole time, and it didn't make sense for them.
And outside of just, having them network and kind of teaching that add value instead of pitch your services skill, you took that even a step farther. Tell us a little more about that.
Oh my gosh, you were the best.
It's like I
Marc,
do a
you really are
podcast every
lucky.
I thought I was the best.
So Blue Collar Connect in essence is 4 different stages. So all of our members of Blue Collar Connect go through these. The first stage is getting money through the door of the business. So that's the networking side, the organic referrals. You're not spending money on ad space. You're not out there buying these packages to get leads. You're referring business to one another, which is free. And it's just knowing the right people. So that's a great way to quickly get money into the door. After you're making a little bit of money, we need to make sure that the business is healthy. So that's where we add in aspects of hiring the right people, making sure that your operations and procedures are dialed in, sales and marketing is done correctly, so you're not just throwing money at stuff that's not returning any investment. Then from there, we talk about your finances. Now you're making money. You're not working in the business. You're working on the business. So are your finances in order? Is your credit personally and business-wise dialed in to where you could start building some bigger wealth, which is the last phase where we want to teach all of our members how to acquire businesses. So there's a couple things going on in the world right now, but ultimately we want to try to keep the money in the small business world. And so in order to do that, if the small businesses aren't acquiring other small businesses, the big guys, the corporations, the franchises are going to swoop in and take that away from us. So very much wanting to protect the blue collar world, make sure that money stays in the families that created it. So
I love that. And that's a big mission. Was that something you guys originally set out to do, or did it build out based off the realizations you had?
yeah, I think it was on the back end, like more subconscious. I think that's where our heart is. So we haven't mentioned him yet. If you guys know me, you know Joe McKiddish.
Yes.
Joe McKiddish is very much like the mastermind behind all of this stuff. He is hands down one of the most intelligent men I've ever met on the planet. Also one of the most compassionate and caring people I've ever met on the planet. So in building Blue Collar Connect, I think in the background of our minds, we had this mission where we wanted to not only get them networking properly and putting money through the door, but making sure that their family was taken care of, that their kids were taken care of, and that their employees' families and kids were taken care of. So it's not just all about the business owner. We want everyone involved to grow and succeed through this and feel good at the end of the day, right? Achieve that freedom that we were talking about, to be able to go where they want, when they want, with whoever they want, and all that good stuff.
I love that. And I think that's something a lot of business owners find. They start with one product or service or goal in mind. And as they facilitate it and they start to have the clarity around, this is my customer base, it starts to really clarify a mission that they can accomplish through their business. It's so interesting to see that evolution. And you can usually see it in people's ideal client, right?
Yeah.
They start saying, anyone that breathes is my ideal client. I know. I'm always like, okay, we're gonna work on this. But then you get 3 or 4 years in, and all of a sudden it's like, my ideal client is someone making between $200,000 to $300,000 a year, and they have this specific job type, and they're looking for this. And you're like, yes, okay, you got really specific there, and you guys have built that from just helping them get education to helping small businesses buy small businesses, because they are under attack right now by big investment
100%.
firms.
Well, and that's the quickest way to build wealth is through acquisition as well. So we're really taking things to the next level. And it's interesting because we're fairly new. Blue Collar Connect's only been around for a few months. And already the impact that we've had with our members is insane, like millions of dollars already in a couple months with individuals. It's nuts. But with that, it's like this reflection that because we're so new, people look at us and they're like, oh, you guys are just a networking group. And not even close. Like that's the first phase, but really we're more in the business development and business acquisition space. But we need to get our members to that point where they could do that. And obviously networking is a key element to make that happen.
Okay, so if you don't mind me saying, 5 years from now, what's Blue Collar Connect look like?
Biggest company in the world. No, I'm just kidding.
We're taking over the world.
So in about 5 years, if not sooner, if all goes well, we're looking to achieve about 20,000 members in the U.S. alone. And with that, what does that look like? 20,000 members. Each group that we develop has around 40 to 45 members in that group. And specific seats per group, very similar. I guess maybe the only comparison to B&I is there's one painter in the room, there's one carpet cleaner in the room. But in that market, you get to network with everybody in Blue Collar Connect, right? So quarterly, we get together for these big socials. We're doing tomorrow, actually, Blue Collar Beers.
Oh, nice.
Super laid back. Like we're literally just getting together, have some beers and pizza, and just network with other blue collar people. So no insurance people allowed in the room. Sorry if you're listening.
Yeah.
Love you guys, but this is for the blue collar folks. So
Yes, B2Bs aren't allowed.
yeah. Well, you guys maybe at some point. I don't know. We
Just
like
because
ya.
we're cool.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up here, so you're focusing, obviously you've done some work over in the Idaho area,
Yeah.
right? So here in San Antonio, where are you at with Blue Collar Connect? How's it going?
Yeah, good question. So we're in the position of forming 2 groups here currently in San Antonio. We're looking to achieve 8 total. And with that, definitely some opportunity if you guys are in the blue collar space, trades and home service, reach out to us. Let's get connected so that we can get you into a space. What that looks like is a well-functioned, well-tuned group that's full with all 42 to 45 members in there. Should be passing about $5 million in business within that one group. Now that's per year. So when you break that down to what's 5 million divided by, let's say 45
Times 40, you mean?
Yeah, carry the
200
Oh,
million?
no, it's like divided. Here, I can
Yeah, I'm not
get out
good
my
at math.
handy-dandy
2
calculator.
billion or 200 million? I don't know.
Oh, no, he's saying 5 million divided by the 40
45,
members.
yeah.
45
I
members.
thought you were saying 5
About
million
111,000 per member.
Yeah, so that's 6 figures
Oh, okay.
just by being part of Blue Collar Connect.
Just referral
Yeah.
business. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's organic. You're not paying for those leads. So
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
So you're Utah, San Antonio, and then you're looking to be across the nation in 5 years.
Yeah, so I'll say in the last 3 months that we've been doing this, already we've had 12 different states call us and ask us to open up in their market. So huge attention. We've gotten a couple calls from some national organizations, B&I being one of them, to say,
Shocking.
all right, you guys are doing something big. Let's talk about it. How can we work together? Which is great. And I love that alliance. I'm all about collaboration too. If you guys know me, I'm like, I don't know, I'm optimistic 99% of the time. Just don't step on my toes. No, I'm just kidding. With that though, it's all on like how can we work this together. We only take trades and home service people, so where do we send everybody else? We need those alliances for people like my people group or Howie's people group. I don't know if you guys have officially changed the name.
No, we should though.
Yeah, that's Howie's group,
Yep.
man. That's the way I look at it. I'm sorry, but
Even my
The rest of my
podcast,
people are
we're
looking at
incorporating Howieisms now. So
yeah,
I want to start a playlist with just his Howieisms because they're great. I love it.
he's amazing. He's a powerhouse, man.
is.
I was
love
doing
Howie.
a seminar series last week, and I mentioned that Howie was going to be a speaker, and I saw like 3 people look at each other and just smile, and I was like, you know Howie already.
I met somebody in San Antonio that didn't know Howie actually, and I was shocked because they're in the nonprofit space as well.
Oh, interesting.
I was like, how do you not know Howie? And they were like, I
'cause
don't
it's
know.
big there.
I like anybody who has ism after
Isms.
their name.
Yeah, there you go.
Except for Marxism. I can't.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
you
do
can't
that.
do that.
That's a little
Yeah.
too-
Yeah, a
that's-
little too political.
See, I couldn't trademark that name.
Oh, I just got that.
All right, Sterling, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Social media is the quickest and easiest way. So Facebook, LinkedIn, huge on that. People pressured me for years to do Instagram, so I just finally opened up Instagram like 2 weeks ago. I was going to Hawaii, and I was like, oh, I'll post some pictures. Oh, yeah, there's Instagram. So anyway, I'm on Instagram now, too.
Instagram's
what-
awesome.
The website yet or no?
Yeah, Blue Collar Connects, and actually Howie's building the full site. We have a temporary site up right now. BlueCollarConnects.com.
All right, Sterling, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. All right, as we wrap up the show, quick reminder, check out our latest podcast and catch video version of the